My name is Alain Pozo. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I'm the head coach of Gracie Essex. I was actually born in Ecuador, in Quito, Ecuador. That was in 1974. My parents were hippies, and I was born in the Andes, in the mountains, in a town called Pichincha, and then they settled in Brazil. It was pretty much a very cool childhood. I was pretty much living in Recife, in the northeast of Brazil, and it just was like a coast town. Just lived in the beach throughout my whole life until I moved to Europe. There was one moment, the whole police got in strike. The military police, which is the regular police, there we call the military police, they wouldn't work anymore. It was like Mad Max, the movie Mad Max. It was just complete chaos. It was just everyone had to arm themselves and stay home and just wait till the police started working again. Now he came in as a blue belt. He's a very well-known coach today. I was just curious about Jiu-Jitsu because I watched, some fighters on VHS. Like those days was Vale Tudo, wasn't even called MMA. And we met in the beach, and he just invited me to his academy, and I went there, and I got hooked. I moved to London, and I trained with Roger Gracie in High Street, Kensington, first, and. It got a little bit hard for me. I got injured during the training, and I just, I took some time off Jiu-Jitsu, and I met this guy called Oliver Jones, and he said there were some crazy Brazilian guys training in a hotel in Earl's Court. So I went to this hotel, and when I walked in there, it was Wilson, it was Dicky, Valid, some other guys there, and it wasn't even called Gracie then. Right away, I connected with these guys, and right away I enjoyed the training, I enjoyed it, and I've been since with them, Jiu-Jitsu is not something that you will use it's a reality, it's a realistic sport. Like a lot of people will teach self-defense classes and all these things, they just don't work, But Jiu-Jitsu works because it's a performance martial art, like you have to perform, you have to be training, you have to be fit. You're sparring all the time, you're testing the techniques all the time, and you quickly realize that it does work. You get confident. Once you get confident, you don't really look for trouble. But sometimes you don't look for trouble, but people look for trouble with you. I had a few problems, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but don't put this one. Oh yeah, I fought a lot of absolutes, a lot. Since I started doing Jiu-Jitsu, something that I always wanted to do is compete in the absolute as well. But when I'm competing, it happened, for example, in Rome, I fought a guy who was super heavyweight. He was extremely nervous to lose against a tiny guy, and I think that affected his mind. As soon as we walked in, we shook hands. He made a terrible mistake. He did an illegal move, I think, because he was so nervous. He got disqualified. I went through. He got really upset, but that's because he didn't have the sense of awareness because of his nerves. I've been training for so long, and for a while I lived in the gym. And then once Wilson thought I was ready, he awarded me his own belt. And that was very, to me, was actually more than actually the belt itself, was Wilson giving me his own belt, like taking his belt off and giving it to me. That's something I'm gonna look forward to do that to one of my students one day, because it's something that you feel very proud of. Our focus is really one day having extremely good British black belts competing at all the levels, all the high level in around the world, in ADCC, in the worlds, and that's the goal, and the future is growing, like it's not we're gonna stop working now because it got bigger. We want this to be even bigger, we want to be top academy in Europe, that's the goal. You know, so there's still a lot of work to do, and we're gonna keep working even harder.